The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
We're here, you guys. We made it. We finally made it. Thanks for waiting. The show is ready to rock. 46 live at the beginning. Hey, before we start, I want to give a real big shout out to the Nearing Nerdvana crew. Getting very close to hitting that 2,000 subscriber mark. Make sure you guys go sub up to them if you're not subbed. They are they still live right now? They might still be live.
They were just a few minutes ago.
Just rocking it over there. So congratulations to them over there. We really appreciate what they do, and thank you to everybody that is subbing up for them and helping them get to that goal. I think they're only like less than 80 away, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. But that being said, we got a great list tonight, you guys. We're trying some new things out, and I think you guys are going to enjoy them. I hope you guys are going to enjoy them. Richie, how you doing, brother?
Doing well. Took your advice, messed around with the algorithm, and come up with a new name. And I want to thank, of course, Bryan McClay, Ben, but also very specially Sith Rule. Thank you for opening my mind and coming up with this new title. It's working out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, very, very cool, man. That is super cool. We'll take all the help we can get out there, you guys, whether it's help on art ideas, topic ideas, constructive criticism, fixes and things that we might have mistaken for, something like that. So you guys know we really appreciate you and how that works. Just like we really appreciate our boy Ronnie with the $1.99 super chat that says, "We want dollar and hood. No hood tonight. No hood tonight." I think he's over on Nearing Nirvana, though. He might be over there right now. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Okay.
He was.
And said person, Richie, shout out to him for the $9.99 super chat that said, "I got a gym tomorrow. Bye. Ben hates Kirby. Love you guys." Well, I hope you enjoy it on the replay, Volsi. We appreciate you, man, immensely, just like Richie said. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. And shout out to our new subscribers to the channel. If you're not subscribed, please do. Shout out to Horizon and White Make Reacts, I think, is the other one. So that's pretty sweet. New subscribers, rocking and rolling here. And very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. All right. What do you say, you guys? You ready to get into Buy the Dip?
Huge shout out to Long Short there with the super chat,
bro.
That's our boy.
It is. And
anybody named Ben, right?
Dude, he has been on fire lately on his IG. He, you know how every once in a while, like, you'll be going through your IG and you'll come across the post and you're like, you stop for a second, you read the thing, you actually look at it, you spend some time because it's that good of a post. Long Short had like 4 or 5 of those in a row, man. And that's rare. That's very rare. So congrats. Make sure you guys are following him on IG and watching him on Nearing Nirvana. So very, very cool stuff. And there we go. The Righteous Flipper. Appreciate you. Subbed up. Another sub. Make sure you guys are subbed up if you're not subbed up. And again, thank you for everybody out there that are hitting that thumbs up and that are watching us live. That is one of the most important parts of the channel, and we appreciate the hell out of you guys for staying up so late and doing this with us, and also to everybody that catches it on the replay. Let's get into Buy the Dip. Well, before we do that, we got to do something special. We got to go like that. And then we got to go like that. And then we got to do this again. Hold on. One sec. There we go. There we go. Starting off with a badass Eric Gist cover. Star Wars Obi-Wan #1. Absolutely amazing book right here. Cover, I mean. Probably the best cover of that variant run. Everybody was talking about this. Pretty heavy. I think it came out around a con, right?
It was exactly 1 year ago today,
Okay.
or this week.
There we go.
What? Yep, and it was actually on the Hot 10. Raws were $40 plus, and this week a CGC 9.8 sold for $32. So, yeah.
Ouch.
So,
Well, not
Yeah.
ouch. Ouch if you didn't get one yet. Now it's time to go get one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. 2 first appearances, guys. Don't forget. First appearance of Norges K and first appearance of Garon. You also get a really cool new origin story on issue 1 of this series of Obi-Wan.
That's sick.
it's a good cover.
So, and constructive criticism out there, and straight from the viewers and the community, you guys wanted to see information about the Buy the Dip books and the Almost 10 books. So as you can see, we are showing you that information up top. Every once in a while, you'll see under the Buy the Dip logo, Richie's logo, which we're going to change. If you guys didn't know, Richie has changed the name of his channel. And so we're going to change up the Popcorn Culture logo up top. But tell everybody about that new change, Richie.
Yeah, so I'll just allude to what I was saying before and what Brian just said. It just makes sense. I love comic speculation and everything else around comic collecting and collections and collectors. That's my number one. I think my 1A is sports cards and trading cards and collectively as one, breaking them especially. So when I'm trying to break cards, what am I looking for? I'm looking for SPs and SSPs, super short prints and short prints. And, what do I love to do? Spec. I love to spec on comic books. So I just thought spec media with 2 S's. It worked out.
Yeah, very cool, brother. Good stuff. So make sure you guys go check out Richie's stuff. He should have been over 100 by now, or I mean over 1,000 by now. So let's fix these things. Let's get these things working here. I mean, come on, let's do it.
We did.
Yep.
I did get 7 more subscribers since last Friday, which is cool. And I thank you guys. Thank you, AOA. Appreciate it. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Ben, for consistently helping me out with this. We got 4 from AOA, and these guys touted me last week. And then after the name change and messing around with the algorithm, I got 3 right away. Actually, I got 4, but one guy unsubbed. I think he was a card breaker. He didn't like the comic stuff. So.
Oh, man, he'll be back. He will be back. But make sure you guys go check it out. Link in the description below. So very, very, very cool stuff. And yeah, check it out. All right. Let's continue on with the next Buy the Dip. This is pretty interesting right here. What's going on with this, man?
Yeah, so we got a classic, right?
Yeah.
ASM 252. Yeah, the sale on, so this is one of those books that you kind of, super liquid. I mean, it's like, ASM 300, you put it up, it's going to sell every single time. Generally, it sells for pretty consistent prices or whatever, but man, there was a newsstand. Now, granted, it was a CGC 8, but for this book, 8s are collectible. Some people don't want a 9.8. They don't have $1,000 to spend on a 9.8. So, yeah, CGC 8 hit the lowest price since 2014. So 9 years, sold for $70.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's clear the air right now. Okay, so as comic book investors and speculators, collectors alike, we love first appearances of characters, whether it be in the guts, one panel, or throughout the book, or on the cover. So I'm going to clear the air right now between ASM 252, Spectacular Spider-Man 90, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 90, and Marvel Team Up 141, which we have been debating for over, I don't know how many years, but we go by historical release, not chronological, historical, the day it was released, the time it was released. Here is your pecking order. ASM 252 was released first. And then about, I don't know, a couple weeks later, maybe a week, maybe a little bit more, 2 weeks later, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 90, and then Marvel Team Up 141 went on sale the same exact day. So I know you guys go by reading order, but remember, ASM 252 is the first. Those two, Marvel Team Up 141, Spectacular Spider-Man 90, they came out the same day. You choose your own adventure, but that's the historical release.
Very, very cool. What was the sales on this again?
It's CGC 80 for newsstand, sold for $70.
Wow, bro.
Like I said, lowest 80 sale since 2014.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. We'll see. We'll have to keep an eye on that, right? That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either somebody just got an amazing deal or what, but I think it's just one of those things that you just have to kind of realize, man, there are deals out there.
Yeah. Big shout out to both Ferd and Ronnie on the super chats. We appreciate you guys. Much love. Ferd says, happy Friday. Congrats, Rich, on the new brand. And Ronnie says, support Richie's Spec Media. Love you three men. You're the best. We appreciate you, brother. All right, let's move on.
Just
to
not all three at the same time.
What's that? Yeah.
You can't love them all three at the same time.
Well, you can. Just don't make eye contact.
All right, next book, you guys on the list. This one hits close to home for me. I love this book. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Michelangelo Christmas Special from 1990, December 1990. This book really took off when Last Ronin was being spec'd on, and everybody was thinking that, the Last Ronin story kind of got its start in this issue. If you guys don't know, there's like this future thing that goes on where it shows a lone turtle and this and that, but it ended up, I think, not being the character. We were all thinking it was going to be Raph, and it ended up being Mike or something like that. I can't remember. I quit reading Last Ronin. The wait was too long for me, but I doubled down on this. I bought multiple issues of this, and had two of them sketched and signed, and one graded. Came back in 9/8 with a sketch and signature. Just because I love this book to begin with. I've always loved this book. It's just it was the first Turtles book that I remember seeing that was like super, super like not Turtles. It was like the weird offset of Turtles. And there's a lot of Turtles books like that, especially the old school Turtles books. But man, this thing has just fallen big time. I don't get it.
So this one was a weird one. And I put this on here because I wasn't 100% sure what was actually going on with this. So the listing basically says Michelangelo, number 1 from 1986.
Shout out to Ronnie who says, Ben, I'm with you. I hate Kirby.
So weird. Like, I'm looking over in the chat and it doesn't, like, the blue for the super chat is like, I can't even hardly see it. Everything looks white. I can't even see it.
Yeah. It's light blue.
So it's like I can see it on the actual YouTube feed on my phone, but yeah. So the person who sold it listed it as Michelangelo from 1986. Well, this Christmas special is actually from 1990, and I believe it's the same guts as the 86 version. I think maybe, or maybe not, but either way, they wrote what is on the CGC label. The CGC label says Michelangelo, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo, 1986. It even shows a picture of the back of the book showing it was made in 1990. And he listed, but he didn't mention that it was from 1990. So that CGC 9.8 sold for $118. Now, I don't know if this book is actually a 9.8 to start with. I don't know if anything about it. It just kind of goes to show that either this person who was selling it had no idea what book this was and was just reading the CGC label, or something very strange. I don't know. It's so confusing. I don't even really. I try to look and see what. It was hard to even find. Like, you go to GPA and you can't even find the Christmas special listed in GPA. So I don't know how CGC actually lists it, but it's definitely not from 1986. So I thought it was just an interesting book to put on here. 118 still seems low for a 9.8 of this, but I honestly don't know.
I think way low. I love this book, man, but I'm partial. I own like 2 of them that are sketched and signed, and a couple more that I picked up for cheap. But I mean, not great anymore. If this would have hit, like if Raph ended up being the last Ronin and it was all a callback to this, you know, the early story that they did, that would have been a perfect storm, right? Other than Ronin not really being as good as, or it was, a lot of people think it's good, but I don't think people went crazy for it as everybody thought they were, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Next on Buy the Dip. This is one Richie was talking about backstage. Captain America issue 7, second print, first Daughters of Liberty. I remember a lot of people talking about this book. This book's a tough book to find.
It is a tough book to find. It's also a pretty cool second print cover. This thing got really hot, like really hot when people couldn't find it. And I still don't think it's that easy to find. But this one makes no sense. A CGC 9.6, again, is not a 9.8, but it is a 9.6. So 9.6 is generally sell on moderns, generally sell for at least what the raw versions, sometimes a little bit more than what the raw versions. This sold for $4 for a CGC 9.6, $4. And it wasn't like it was not like it was extravagant shipping. It was like $10 shipping or $11, just normal shipping. Sold for $4. $4.
Wow. I wish I would have been the one that bought that dip. Yeah, because I've been looking for this sucker for so long. First cover appearance of this. This is the second print. First cover appearance of the Daughters of Liberty, which is Jessica Drew in this issue. Jessica Drew, Sue Storm, Misty Knight, White Tiger, Mockingbird, Annabella Riggs, Echo, and I think later Danny Cage joins the crew.
That's kind of cool. I forgot about that. I didn't realize that. What do you guys think about that character? Do you think that's a character that still has some decent legs? I mean, they didn't get to bring back Ritter or the guy that played Luke Cage yet. They were supposed to be in
I think they're still going to, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they're still going to. I think that
remember that IG post, Brian? Well, with those two,
Christian Ritter was supposed to. They wanted Christian Ritter to be there, but she had some scheduling issues, so Daredevil took her place. From what I'm hearing, I could be wrong about that, but I believe that was that post that we were talking about. So, I don't know, man. I hope there's still some play in that, because Christian Ritter is such a great character, a great actress, and she fits that perfectly. And I like the guy that played Luke Cage. I forget his name, but I thought he was
Michaels.
Good.
Yeah, not Michael, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. It's funny that Brian just said that. I'm watching a series right now on HBO Max, and it's actually it's kind of strange. It's actually the second series that is based on a real life situation. Candy Montgomery was a Texas housewife, and she butchered with an axe her lover's wife when she found out. And she was actually I won't spoil it, but you can always check Wikipedia. It already happened. But yeah, Kristen Witter's her best friend in the movie. It's very cool. There's another one called Candy. It's on Hulu, and that has Justin Timberlake's wife instead of Elizabeth Olsen as Candy Montgomery. Kristen Ritter is the best friend. This has what's her name? Timberlake's wife.
Mila Kunis?
No.
No, that's Ashton Kutcher's.
Biel.
The real hot
Jessica
one.
Biel. Yeah, she is freaking.
She was in Blade 3. Yeah, she plays Candy Montgomery in that movie. This one is much better with Elizabeth Olsen. A lot of MCU actors are in this movie. I highly recommend it.
She is definitely not burnt. I will say that. All right. Let's continue. How much again did this sell for on a 9.6?
$4. And Edwin said that a Raw sold in March for a penny.
Be on the lookout, you guys. That's why one of the important things about, this segment is to let you guys know that there are great books out there that you can get for super cheap, and we're all missing out on these. So be on the lookout. Yeah, interesting. All right, next. That was it.
There's one more.
Is there one more? Which one am I missing?
Volume 3 of Miles.
Oh, I'm missing
First issue.
Hold on. I'm missing it. Go ahead and tell these people how much we love them.
We love you guys so much, and we really appreciate when you rush us because we're late, and we forget things like this. So we apologize.
I needed you to this week. I have to drive to Chicago. My daughter had prom tonight. So she went to prom, and she has 2 soccer games in Chicago tomorrow. Her first game is at 11 Chicago time, or 10 Chicago time. 10 Chicago time. I need to look.
That's 8 my time, bro. That is early.
Anyways, we have to leave at like 4 o'clock in the morning to drive to Chicago.
There she is.
10 a.m. Central, so... Yeah, so we got to leave at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
All right, next on Buy the Dip, as Richie said, Spider-Man.
This one is going to blow your mind. So a year ago, 9/8 of this were $400. $400 for 9/8 of this 1 year ago. 1 month ago, they were way, way, way down. 9/8 sold for $185. This week, a 9/8 sold for $30.
Wow, dude.
$30.
That's a great investment, in my opinion.
Yeah, big time, dude, for sure. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Again, I don't know if it was one of those things that just, man, I don't know if it's one of those things that just fell by the wayside. People are like, whatever it is, I don't know. But I mean, literally, this was a $400 book a year ago. I mean, I don't know who bought in for these prices. I mean, and a year ago was not. Those aren't COVID prices. That's 2022. COVID prices were 2020 and 2021. Last spring was not COVID prices. It already hit before then. It already started coming down. All the stuff that came down before then. So I don't know who got stuck with all this money, but there is no way if I pay $400 for a book and it was selling for $30, I'm not selling. I'll die.
Absolutely.
It'll be thrown in the casket with me before I sell that thing for $30. It's not going to happen.
Stein's not going to lose any money. No siree.
No.
So, yeah, it's interesting, man. It's really interesting to see how things are playing out. I talked to a lot of people in the community throughout the week. I'll talk to 3 or 4 different people throughout the day or more, and it's very interesting to hear what's going on, behind the scenes in the industry, with other retailers, with selling platforms and changes. We just got done talking about backstage about DraftKings doing card breaks now, and you have new live selling platforms from Fanatics and eBay Live. Man, it's very interesting to see how everything's playing out and what a big 180 it's done in the last 2 years. We went from so dang high where we all knew there was going to be a correction, but I don't think we thought it was going to be this bad. So I've seen analytics of up to 70% down in collectibles over the last year and a half. So very interesting. But on that note, comics have been selling pretty good for me on eBay and for a lot of people I've been talking to. So
Yeah, I think it just depends on what you're doing.
yeah.
The deals are out there. Go for the deals. Hold on to the ones that you think you're gonna. I mean, like even those people that bought all those Jordan rookies and spent $750,000 or whatever on them. I mean, would you really take a $400,000 loss? Why wouldn't you just keep it?
Yeah. Yep. 100%. I got 3 Jordan rookies that I purchased, and I don't know if those will have held their value. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's continue on, you guys, with the next segment, the Almost 10. All right. Starting off with a Transformers book that is playing around with the blue screen. So have fun on that. There's a little bit of hologram going on. Yes, like I said, Transformers. Later on in the run, which people love these later Transformer runs. A lot of people, G.I. Joe Transformers, they're always looking at those. Number 68, it is a first appearance on this. First appearance of the Neo Knights. Do you know what's going on?
Who are the Neo Knights?
The Neo Knights. I don't know who the Neo Knights are, but they're on the cover, it looks like. Transformer fans, where's Ultra when you need them? Transformers fans, who are the Neo Knights, and is there any news going on with them?
I'm not really sure. So there was a 9.8 sale. The last 9.8 sale per GPA. Again, that's where I get most of my stats and stuff like that come from GPA. So I don't make them up. Was in 2020. So during the pandemic, a 9.8 sold for $260. This week, a 9.8 sold for $1,000. For this. $1,000.
Wow.
Transfund. I'm going to look up the census on this. Was this 68? Transformer 68. This is all the way in 1990. There are 11 9.8s on the census.
Huh.
The Neo Knights are Thunder Punch, Rapture, and Dynamo.
There you go. Be on the lookout for them. Be on the lookout for the Neo Knights.
Yeah, Tony, I don't know if it's honestly 99% of these sales. I mean, unless I bought it myself or know the person that bought it, I mean, there's really no way to verify any of this stuff. You even think about it this way, and I'm definitely not saying that to do this. That's not what I'm not giving you this example to do this. But if Bryan had a book that he really wanted to sell and there was no sales for it, he could put up for whatever price he wants. I could buy it and actually pay for it. So it would verify it through eBay as a sale, and then Bryan could just send me the money back by PayPal, friends and family, and it's all clean. It's all clean.
Yep.
I'm not telling you to do that. Believe me, I'm not. Caveat or disclaimer: do not do that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's how easy it would be to, basically
pull that off.
Yeah,
and it's happening.
It's so simple.
There are Mark Jewelers insert editions of this book, so you are aware. They're out there in circulation.
All right.
Yeah, you may pay fees and all kinds of stuff on that, but I mean, if you can get, if there's no sales, and that's the thing, especially, and I, unfortunately, I have that problem. A lot of the books that I own or collect, there's only one on the census. There are no sales. There's no value for it. So it's either me just kind of randomly come up with a value and hope that somebody is okay with that, or I just don't sell it. Or, if I think it's worth more, then I just won't sell it. It'll just stay with me. So, but if I was actually trying to sell books, um, I would take a hit if it was $1,000 book and I really only thought it was worth 400. Why wouldn't you would take the fee hit, or even the taxes hit, to be able to resell it, for a second sale or something like that. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Next book on the list. Sonic Team Sonic Racing. This is the one shot. There's 2 titles that came out for this, Team Sonic Racing. This is the one shot from, I believe, 2018, right, Stein?
That is correct. That's a cool cover.
It is.
I'm not like a huge Sonic fan, but that is a cool cover.
Yeah.
And I guess this coincided with a game, right?
Let's find out. Let's take a look.
Sega Genesis or PlayStation?
But this was like 20. This was like just 20. This
So
was just a
PlayStation.
few. Yeah, this would have been PS. This probably wouldn't have been PS. It might have been PS4, to be honest. But cool book. I've never
2018.
seen it.
Let's see what it says here. It doesn't say. Wah, wah, wah. Sonic's been taken to another world and entered into a race unlike any other. With a little help from his friend Tails and Knuckles, he'll race to win the competition and get everyone home. But before that, check out a comics-exclusive story straight from the world of Team Sonic Racing. Leads into an upcoming game, Team Sonic Racing, available in winter of 2018. Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails team up in this exciting adventure. Special extra long one-shot.
My question is does Sonic need a car?
No.
Like how fast?
None of those guys
mean,
do. Yeah.
They're pretty fast, but
Yeah, but their legs get tired.
I guess. Anyways, this sold for $50 this week, so it's not a variant. It's just the regular cover. $50 for this. So if you see it for $8 or whatever it is, that's a good buy.
Anybody out there playing the new Zelda release? I think it's just the re-release of Breath of the Wild, or I could be wrong about that. Let us know in the chat. Speaking of that, put a pin in that. All right. Let's continue on. Next book. Steven Universe Ongoing. This is the Steven's Universe Ongoing series, and this is issue 8, the variant for issue 8. I've never heard of this, not once, and yeah. So I don't.
So
even
have
know
you ever
what
heard
this
of Have
is.
you ever heard of Steven Universe at all?
No. What is
Yes,
it?
I have.
It's one of those weird cartoons. It's like I don't. It's hard to like put it into words. But
This is early Boom Studios, right?
yeah. But
2014.
It's clearly got a following, because if you just look at Steven Universe books that are early in that series, they can be pretty expensive. I don't know who is Sarah Tilmage. Is she somebody specific? I don't know who that is, but I don't know if this is. Yeah, Tony's like Adult Swimish type. It's one of those odd things or whatever. But
2017 this came out. 36 issues. Wow. 36 issues on this one.
yeah, so like Planet Arizona says, regular show, Gumball. It's kind of one of those odd, weird looking things or whatever. But there was a CGC 9.8 of this week that sold for $290 for this. It is not an incentive. It is just a B cover, I think. Yeah, $290. So if you see any of these early Steven Universe books in the back issue bins or even in the kids section, you can probably get these books for cover price.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. It's an interesting cover too. I kind of like it. It's got
Yeah,
it's got that Japanese tattoo wave, like that, like traditional waves and tattoo flash type thing going there. So, and yeah, there is a Bartel variant for issue number 25, says Tony. So, very, very cool. All right. Next on the list. Oh, this is a good one. You guys know we love Art Adams around here. We love G.I. Joe, and we love Baroness. Perfect Storm. This is G.I. Joe number 1, the second print Art Adams variant. Beautiful. There is the first print background is white, right? Grayish, like it's a white wall instead of red. So
yes. Yeah, the red definitely looks better.
yeah.
For sure. Yeah, this is from 2013. CGC 96, $280 for a 9.6 of this. From what I remember, these older IDW, I feel like they're hard to get in decent condition. Like they feel like they're beat up for some reason.
Yeah, they could. I remember going heavy on the series before this, and I didn't get too heavy on this one till afterwards, and I'm kicking myself for doing it. But man, these GI Joe books, and you're always bringing out the like talking about these super tough ones, super tough to find GI Joe variants and that are out there. The retailer incentives in this run, right? Is this run have a bunch of really good variants?
Oh my gosh, there are some of those Joe, and I'm not even that big of I'm clearly not as big a Joe fan as you are. But man, some of these variants are gorgeous and they're hard to find, and some of them you can pick up for pretty cheap. I think they've all got potential, to be honest, but
Yeah,
because I mean Joe still has a huge following.
well, and we still don't know where the IP is going to end up for comic book publishing yet, do we? So, yeah, this is the second print, Righteous. It is the second print. So, once that news pops, maybe we'll see a little jump on a lot of the Joe books. Hopefully.
Yep.
So, all right, next. Free Comic Book Day. Oh, boy. Let's start it off. You guys know how Ben loves these free comic book days to speculate on. And we got a Red Sonja one here. Second week in a row, I think we've talked about the Red Sonja property. We had the Furries version of Red Sonja on last week, I think. And now we have the Free Comic Book Day Red Sonja number 0, the Nick Bradshaw Virgin variant.
Yeah, so the picture that Brian's got up here is got the trade dress on it, but there is one without the Red Sonja, but it's really hard to find a picture for. There are none of these on eBay. If there's a retailer or whatever, they can put in the comments how many copies of this Free Comic Book Day book did you have to order to get the Virgin of this? Because there's this one that's got the trade dress, then there's a black and white version, and then there's the color version. And I don't know if it's a 1 in 1,000 or what it is. There are none listed. There's been a couple that have sold on Midtown for like 180 or something like that, 175. I don't know how many copies you needed to order this, but if you remember last year on the Free Comic Book Day, which book was it? Was it a Walking Dead, or was that 2 years ago, where it had the Carl incentive that was really hard to get? It was like 1 in 1,000 or something like that, and it still sells pretty decently. I think it was last year. It feels like it was just last year.
This cover feels very Art Adams-esque. Doesn't it? Doesn't this look kind of like an Art Adams cover a little bit here? Is Bradshaw always kind of have that Art Adams kind of look? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Interesting. I like this cover. I think it's a good cover. even without.
It
the
is a good
trade
cover.
dress.
I just want to know how hard it actually was to get.
Yeah. And you guys know with these free comic book days books, they print to the moon on these things.
Print run on Red Sonja. What did I read? They printed, I think it was 100,000 of the Red
Wow.
Sonjas. I think that's what Dynamite reported, that they printed 100,000.
Wow.
So if this was a 1 in 1,000, I mean, that means there was only 100 copies out there. So that's probably pretty rare. Even if it's a 1 in 500, then there's still only 200 copies. So that's still pretty rare.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one it is.
Yeah. Remember, this is not the pick of the book Ben is talking about. The pick that he is talking about is without the trade dress. This is the Virgin. So.
Yep.
Very interesting. Bonkers.
Okay, so Hockey says it's 1 in 250. Well, is that for the black and white? Is the black and white 1 in 250? And then the Virgin was 1 in 500? Or was
the Virgin 1 in 1,000?
Yeah, I don't know what the black, it doesn't say anywhere. Like, it's not on my comic shop. There's no information. I checked everywhere on the internet. I couldn't find what the actual ratio was on that. So I figured there'd be some retailer that would know.
Well, I mean, this is just, I'm totally spitballing as a total guess, but Midtown had it, and it's sold out, of course. They still have all the other ones, but they had it listed for, it was on sale for 180. I think it was originally like around 200 to 250. So usually when they price it like that, it's usually a round ratio right above or right below. So it could be a 1 in 200 or 1 in 250, like DT and Hockey said.
Where are retailers?
Yeah, they usually do that though on the regular price covers though. Since these
Oh,
are
that's
free.
true. That's
true.
true.
So these are free. They're obviously going to order way more.
Well, I think they paid like 17 to 25 cents per, because I know with my retailer, he gives us the biggest discount, you guys, and it's 35% off, and for free comic book days he charges 25 cents. So I don't know what he's paying.
Interesting. Well, it's beautiful.
Cool.
It's good stuff. Next book. Another variant, another second print. Venom Lethal Protector 2. The second print, 1 in 25 variant. Sketch cover. Wraparound. Also.
Is it sad that I didn't even know that there was a Venom Lethal Protector 2 series?
No, because...
Very sad. Very sad. Because I've been talking about it on my channel, jerk. No, I'm kidding.
The covers, there have been, I will admit, though, there have been some really good covers for this series so far. There's, Sakara has been doing a good job on some of the covers, and I like the way he draws Venom, so not bad.
So this 1 in 25 second print, I mean, that's pretty much Marvel's staple anymore. Which, again, I don't fault them for doing it. It adds a little bit extra excitement to the book that probably wouldn't have much excitement to. It's 50 plus for it, so it is double ratio. These wraparounds, I love the wraparounds because of all the amount of art that can be on there. I just wish there was a way to display them that looked good.
Amen. That's why I don't like wraparounds, because you can't display them good.
Yeah.
So, man, that's a good looking art for sure. I like that. All our Venom completists out there, like Rhinoverse, are gonna be pissed off this week at all the Venom books they got to buy. So, but it's a second print 1 in 25, so they're still doing that stuff. All right, let's continue on next on the Almost 10. This is an interesting one. Corto Maltese, Golden House of Samarkand, and it is a trade paperback graphic novel. I've never heard of this, don't know anything about it, and it's on the Almost 10. That's how it works.
Yeah, I don't know much about this either. There's a bunch of these Corto Maltese books, and they're all from IDW, right? I think, they're all IDW. And they're not old. There's a bunch of them.
Yep.
Cover price I think is like 25, maybe $30 or something like that on these.
It started in 1986. There was a 8-issue series that started in 1986. And then there was a 1997 series also, and a 2012 one shot. So, yeah, pretty interesting character. If there's anybody out there that read this character or collected this character back then, I'd love to know. Or series, whatever it is.
Oh, there we go. DT 95,000 Red Sonja. It's 1 in 250, 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000.
There you go. That's what I'm
Thank you
talking
for
about.
that.
Cool. Thank you, D. Appreciate it. Yeah, so this Corto Maltese, this thing sold for $130. So I don't know how hard it is to find. It looks like it's bigger.
It is bigger.
Like the size looks bigger for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I don't know. $130 though. So if you happen to see it, I don't know which stores
Scoop
are
it up.
buying that, but
More trade paperbacks and graphic novels that are doing well. Those are a lot of people are talking about that right now. Trade paperbacks, graphic novels, collected sets that are selling really well out there. So, yeah, this is pretty cool.
it is a trend for sure.
AOA says the character Corto Maltese debuted in a Sergeant Kirk magazine in July of 1967. That's pretty interesting.
It's good information.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, next on the list. I've never seen this one. This is kind of like a cool lowrider magazine homage. Punisher number 16, the Dave Taylor Iron Man by design variant.
Yeah, if you think back, Marvel
Yep.
did these Iron Man and like across all titles. Some of them look really good. I don't think I've ever seen this one either. Like I thought I'd seen them all, but when I saw this one, I was like, man, I don't remember ever seeing this one. And maybe that's why it sold for $120 raw for 1 in 15. So because nobody else has seen it either.
Very
I guess.
stylized.
Plus, this is the conclusion of the Frankencastle story arc.
Oh, is it? Oh, good information there, Dollar. Or
bad.
Spec, or are you still gonna go by Dollar? You can change your name too.
Dollar spec.
Spec. 1 in 15 also.
I'm just gonna call you
guys.
Richie.
By the way, you guys
Yeah.
can find all our links and information below on all of our content channels and other stuff that we got going on. Make sure you guys go sub up to Richie's channel. Link in the description. All right. How much did you say this was going for?
120
Raw?
raw.
Wow. Wow. That's a cool book, man. That's a cool book. Very, very cool. Even though I don't like this thing that they do, and they've been doing it a lot lately with books, where they'll have a title like Punisher and put an Iron Man on it. That kind of drives me crazy. So
It is kind of weird.
yeah. All right. Next on the Almost 10. Another interesting one. The Understanding Monster. Another graphic Marvel collected book that is on the Almost 10 because it probably sold for something crazy.
I have no idea what this is. It says volume 1, but I don't think there's ever been another volume. So I don't
No, there has.
So-
There has.
There has been?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see any others, so I didn't
This is
know.
the hardcover though too. So
Yeah, hardcover. I do like the way hardcover, graphic novels look. They just have a cool look to them. So I don't hate hardcovers at all. But this one sold for $100. Again, I don't know what this book is about or
well, I'll tell you.
anything.
So this is actually kind of interesting. So let's take a look here. It says The Understanding Monster, Book 1, artist savant Theo Ellsworth takes the ideas and images found in his excellent graphic novel debut, Capacity, that's from Secret Acres in 2009, to an even more audacious and hallucinatory level. I love that. For the uninitiated, this could pose a challenge. Even Ellsworth fans will need to give it a careful, immersive reading, which it deserves. Ellsworth artwork and themes put him in the same school as Jesse Moynihan and Jesse Jacobs, cartoonists who traffic in bizarre, visionary themes and imagery, which I love those too. In Understanding Monster, Ellsworth delves into the minutiae of his brain's inner realms, worlds that often function in opposition, colliding, refracting, and splintering. The story depicts the struggle to link three prismatic worlds to get them working in harmony. He casts the classic quest to find oneself in a mythic, phantasmagorical light. That sounds badass. That sounds like a DMT trip to me, if there ever was one. So, I'm all for it. Check it out. Books. Check them out. How much did this sell for again?
Hundo.
Bonkers. I wonder how much it sold for out the gate, what the MSRP on it was.
I think it's like $30.
I checked Amazon. They're all sold out too. I mean, not the electronic or the digital, but the...
Yeah. It does have some Maria Wolf feels, Rain and Threes. I agree. I love Maria Wolf. By the way, go check out Bird City Comics' recent Maria Wolf book. It's badass. So, all right. Let's continue on. The Almost 10, our final book, Detective Comics issue 1059, the 1 in 25 variant. I don't like this. I don't think this is a great cover of. That's Oracle, right?
I'm not 100% sure. I haven't read Detective Comics since
I fell off.
Since Scott Snyder, like back in, before pre-New 52. I read Batman in New 52, but I did not read Detective. But I think, and I could be wrong. I don't know what the print runs are for Detective anymore. I would assume they're not huge.
Really?
I would think Batman has surpassed Detective.
Well, there was supposed to be a lot going on with this new Detective stuff. They had, what's his name, writing it. What's his name? The guy that did Swamp Things. That was so good.
Tamaki and Shamas. Nadia Shamas.
Chat will let us know. But and I started reading it when that happened, and the art Ram V, and I started reading it, and they had some cool Clayface stuff, if I remember, and it wasn't bad. I just fell off, man, and I don't know what this is right here.
Yeah, I don't really know it is either, but I will say that, like, you think about some of these titles that people kind of just forget about.
Mm-hmm.
And if they start throwing 1 in 25 variants in there, you figure 10 years down the road, people are like, I can't find this book. They're not out there. This might fall into that category. I don't know. I'm kind of, I can't really decide if I like this cover or don't like this cover, or if there's anything special in this. I don't know.
5 first appearances.
Yeah.
5 new characters. Yeah.
John
I mean,
Harper,
3 of them
Martin
are
Asher.
new villains. 1 is a super villain, and 2 of them are just like D level.
Yeah.
Huh. All I know is CGC 980 this sold for $290, which seems really high for this book, but I guess it is what it is,
And
right?
I guess that is supposed to be Oracle. Unless I'm wrong, chat, let me know. Yeah, I don't think the art's that great on this cover. That's such a, if that's Oracle, that is such a change for what we know at Oracle. Isn't that like? I'm gonna take heat for this. I imagine I took heat last week. I think when I talked about being woke, and somebody in the chat, and this is not me throwing shade on that person that said this in the chat, made a comment about how when I talk about woke. Something has. I don't know. I didn't understand it, but I didn't mean that. If that's what they thought, but this to me, I see this and I think this is Oracle.
I don't think it is because she's got a G on her shoulder.
Okay. Oracle's in the issue. God. Oh, that's Gotham Girl. Is it Gotham Girl? Okay. And that's Oracle?
It's not Oracle.
Is that Gotham Girl? Is that who that is? I'm so off. This is one of the
Hang on, I'm
constructive
finding
criticisms we got. Shout out to Billy. Billy's like, man, it'd be nice if you guys actually knew what some of these books were. And I go, that's the point of the show, bro. Yeah, so she does look like she's from Demolition Man. I agree. So, Ted Kord as a woman. Yeah. You're right. Get off my lawn. How much did this sell for again?
$290 for CGC 98.
Bonkers. All right. You guys, that is the almost 10. I want to remind everybody before we move on. We got some interesting stuff. Jesus, can't speak right now. Links in the description to come check out a great community, the Beyond Wednesdays Discord. Pretty special, you guys. Come check it out. A lot of cool stuff going on in the Beyond Wednesdays Discord right now. If you guys want, you can come hang out over there after show. We started an after show hangout. As you guys can see right here, there is a after show hangout lounge right here. Shout out to Chad Cave. He's been hanging out with us backstage, and if you guys look at the chat, he's pretty excited about it. He thought it was pretty cool. And then also we have a call-in section right here. So if you guys want to call into shows, this is how you do it. Links are in the description for the Beyond Wednesdays Discord. Come join the community. Check it out.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. Let's get into the Hot 10. Starting off with our Golden Age honorable mention, Famous Funnies number 213, a killer Frank Frazetta cover.
Yeah, this cover is just all the Famous Funny Frank Frazettas are just, man, they're so good. I would like to have one of them. I would take it in super low grade too, but I would like to have one of them at some point. So I know people hate on CBCS, but I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for deals on some big books, you can, if you're okay just going with CBCS, knowing that they grade pretty similar to CGC, forget your hatred towards them. I've seen some books that you can get for like half price if you go CBCS. Now, this one that sold this week of this was a CBCS 5.0. It did not sell for half price. It sold for $10K for a 5.0 of this. So that is not half price. That was the highest that's ever sold in that grade for this. $10K in a 5.0 for this book. So,
wow.
Yep.
Impressive. Not bad. Frank Frazetta, man. Those books, that's one of those, okay, we talk about this a lot lately, the fact that there are books that we should, if you have some money that you can spend on comic book investments, we should be buying these type of books, because you can find books like this for cheap out there, and they will bounce back in a big way. I have a feeling the old school Frazetta books, creator first, famous collectible creators, vintage, high grade, mid grade, any grade vintage keys are going to be great investments I think that will be the
Yep.
thing to definitely bounce back first.
For sure.
So, very, very cool stuff. I love this. You guys know one of the things in the Discord that I like to do is we have rooms for different types of like niche collecting things, and I need to put a Frazetta cover category in there for people to start posting cool Frazetta Frazetta covers that people might not know about. He did a lot of really cool space ones. People don't realize that, and he did some early cartoony stuff too, like animal cartoons and stuff. So, all right, next honorable mention. We've got the Disney 100 variants still going on. This is the 1 in 100 variant for Amazing Spider-Man
25?
25?
25.
There
Yep.
we go. There we go. So, again, here is another perfect example of Marvel deciding to just confuse us by putting
Yeah.
new Avengers,
New Avengers.
on an Amazing Spider-Man.
So dumb, but you can kind of see now, and this is these are waning. The interest in these, I think marketing was not done well on these. They could have. Why would they put new Avengers and then put it in Spider-Man? I have no idea. It confuses everybody. Why did they do a color version that looks better than the black and white as open order, and then put these random black and whites as the 1 in 100s? Why wouldn't you make the color the go-to one? Couldn't
have said it better, man. I agree 100%.
I mean, I think what a lot of these companies miss is that they're so short-sighted, like in their mentality of, oh yeah, we can sell a bunch of the B covers, cool, and we're going to make a bunch of money off of that. Yeah, but nobody's going to come back. So if you made these the 1 in 100, made them the color variants, and I think this one looks really good. The color looks pretty good. If you made that one the hard one to get, stores may have ordered more copies. They may have bumped up their orders to get more of that 1 in 100. But 2, you got people coming back and are like, cool, now I want to get the next one because that one looks cool too.
Yeah.
These black and white ones, nobody wants them. So it's only selling for like $90 to $100. And yeah, I just don't understand that. I get that their investors and stuff have their, their bean counters are saying you got to do XYZ, but you got to get some collectors to get some input into Marvel, DC, even some of the other, even Dynamite and stuff like that. Get some actual collectors input on this stuff, and you might start making some better decisions.
Man, we've been saying that for a while, that it feels like there's such a disconnect with their PR teams, their damage control, art decisions, that type of stuff, choosing the wrong, variant covers, putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, all that good stuff. So, shout out to James. Appreciate you with the $2 super chat. He said, let's hit that thumbs up, everybody. We'd appreciate that. 167 live watching right now. Please hit that thumbs up. It really, really helps us out. Brings in more live viewers whenever we go live, and really, really helps the community, and puts a little excitement in the chat too. So we enjoy everybody that hangs out with us. You guys really make these live shows exciting and fun for us. And again, thank you for waiting for us each and every Friday. I know it's super, super late, and we appreciate that, you guys. All right. Let's move on to the top 10. Starting at number 10. Our number 1 book last week, The Rocketeer, Planes, Dames, and Rockets, issue 1 from the Dave Stevens Kickstarter documentary. This is the Adam Hughes variant. There is a Jay Lee variant, but I think the Hughes is the one everybody wants.
Yeah, and it's up slightly from last week. Last week it was like 75 to 110, I think, and now it's like 120 to 130. So it's up slightly. I am surprised there are not more of these out there for sale. I know several people bought into this and they bought multiple copies. I don't know whether not all copies have been received yet, or they're just holding, you know, hoping it's, Pop Kill 2.0, but I just don't think it is. I don't think I don't think it's that rare to where you're going to make, a fortune on it. But I didn't get this. I passed, but
Keep your eye on it,
I
man.
do want to watch the documentary though.
Yeah, for
I'd like
sure.
I'd like to get the DVD.
Yeah, I'll be looking for this in a couple months down the road. We'll see how it plays out. And that Pop Kill is another book I'll be looking at over the next couple of months. That's becoming a little bit more inexpensive. It's becoming affordable for the most part. And I don't like the nudie version. I like the more wet T-shirt version one, the original. And that's the one I'll be looking for. So, all right. Next, at number 9, Invincible Iron Man number 4, the Art Adams second print, 1 in 25 black and white. Another Art Adams on the list tonight. Art Adams has been heavy on the list the past couple months.
Yeah, he must just do I mean, he's old, like, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be in his like late 60s or
Yeah,
right.
He's
He was
so
drawn
old.
back in the 80s, so
He's so old, Ben, that he uses elevator music on his Kickstarter videos, and it totally takes
What?
you out of it. Oh, it's weird.
No
bro.
way.
Yeah, dude. We went and looked at. He has a new Kickstarter out that looks amazing, but his video for it, he's got the worst music as he's trying to explain what the Kickstarter is, and it is so bad, man. It was laughable. So somebody out there, Art Adams kids or grandkids, you need to help a brother out.
Okay, I guess he's not that terribly old. He's 60.
Okay. All right.
So he's younger than I thought.
Yeah.
He must have been, so when he started, he must have been really young.
Well, it makes it even worse that he chooses shitty music then. So, all right. Number 9. What is this?
We know what we think about these. We know what we think about these second prints.
Yes.
This one's like 45. Kind of standard for these anymore, but
Not
as good as the Leighton for sure. At number
yeah,
1.
Yeah, I don't think this one is. I'll be honest. This doesn't show off Art Adams' drawing ability as much as his other stuff. That's for sure.
No.
So this is a completist buy right here for a lot of Art Adams fans. So, and by the way, Art Adams' signature is interesting too. Rainin 3 says he's hitting the cons this summer. So be on the lookout to get some signatures on that. Yeah. Up and Down says, hook up Art Adams with some of that Hot Topic music, McClay. Well, if you guys want to check out that Hot Topic music, you can find the Beyond Wednesday Spotify playlist. You can find that link in the bio. Let's continue on with number 8. There it is. A lot of people playing the new Zelda game that got released on Switch, I believe, Nintendo Switch this week. I think it might just be like a reskin of Wind Waker. Chat, let me know if this is correct. I saw a little bit of gameplay, not much though, and I really am thinking about buying a Switch because I want to play a lot of that new Legend of Zelda stuff that I didn't get to play. The last Legend of Zelda I played was, I think, Majora's Mask. Back on Nintendo 64 back in the day. Like, I didn't even play the original Wind Waker. I didn't play any of the stuff on the Wii. None of that stuff.
How much do they go for, Brian? This Switch.
That's a great question. Probably a couple $100 at least. Chat, how much is a Switch to buy? Just a not a like a special one or anything. I know there's like $10,000 ones that are really rare, but yeah. AOA says the new Zelda is new. Okay, so it's not a reskin. Well, that's even better. That's even cooler.
So maybe you guys can tell me. So I don't understand. So I know, because the Mario movie did so well that there is like chatter and stuff about now the Mario was successful. They're going to do a Zelda similar to that, which is fine. But why is this number 3 selling? Why not number 1?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't understand. I mean, I know there's like different printings and stuff of number 3. Is it just harder to get?
Well,
But why?
number three reprints in the guts. The 1990 series original Legend of Zelda reprints number 3 of that original series. And the way you can tell the difference between the 91 reprints and the originals is the reprints have $1.50 cover price.
Okay, so this is a reprint. I did not know that. This one that I put up is the reprint. That's interesting. Be on the lookout
I
for
don't
that.
know. It's just confusing to me. I mean, this was only selling for like, this was like 20-25 raw. Now it's 35 to 40. A CGC 9.0 multiple sales this week for 120 and 250 for 9.0s. So I'm sure 9.0 is not the easiest. I'm sure high grade in this is not the easiest to get, but it just confusing to me as to why you would spend your money on a number 3. I like the number 1 cover. The number 1 cover is really cool. So I don't know why you wouldn't buy that, but
Listen, these Valiant Nintendo books are so collectible, and they're so tough to get in high grade because they're made with a different type of cover material, paper. It's almost like
Cardstock, paper
cardstock,
stock. Yeah.
and it's very, very shiny, and some very interesting history about this. If you guys caught the Dinesh Shamdasani interview on Beyond Wednesdays a week ago, two Wednesday shows ago, he talked about Valiant and their Nintendo. You know, this is how they started Valiant with these Nintendo issues, and they lost boatloads of money doing it. They hemorrhaged money on these Nintendo books. So the quality is there, but again, very, very tough. And they're kind of a little bit bigger than the normal books, so be careful when you're, again, follow Hood's advice and a lot of our advice. We've talked about this before. Silver Age bags and boards on your books. So Hockey says the number 1 in 9.8 is over 1,000. Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, but I mean, this is a 9.0 for 250. So
Yeah.
this is not even close to a 9.8, and it's 25% of the price of a 9.8 of number 1. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird to me. I don't know.
If anybody knows has any ideas why number 3 is spiking, let us know in the comments. All right, next at number 7, Dawn of DC Night Terror Special Edition. This is a free comic book day foil book. Foil. They're putting out, now we got in foil on free comic book day, Ben. We're getting free comic book day variants in foil. We're getting 1 in 250s, 1 in 1000s, and man, you just got to take off during free comic book day month, and then you don't have to talk about these books.
I know. I'm not a big fan of collectors buying free comic book day, but I get why they're doing these variants now and stuff like that. It brings more people into the stores, so anything to support the local stores is a good thing. I just hope that people aren't taking these from the kids to do it. That would irritate me, but
I don't.
but
That's real quick. That's a great question. I wonder how many stores are actually doing the whole extravaganza for free comic book day, because I've talked to a couple brick and mortar store owners that actually said they have an event, they have sales, and they have like big sales, like a 50% off anything in the store sales, but they don't buy the free comic book day books anymore to give out, just because it's not, you lose so much money doing so. So I wonder how many stores are actually doing the whole buying $5,000 worth of free comic book day books to give out, and they're not able to make a ton of money up on sales because they're buying all these free comic book day books to give away.
Well, it's a really low price marketing tool, so they take the hit there to get people into their shop, hopefully for the first time, and let them know that they're there. That's what I've heard from retailers.
Yeah, interesting.
This one is a little different because it is the foil cover. One, I think I love I love is it Fabak or Fabak? I don't know. However you say it.
Yeah.
Um, however you say it. I actually really like his art, and this is
Jim
I like
Lee.
this. I like this cover where all the cell phones are showing them like in their like demon look or whatever. It's kind of cool. Especially with having the big three right there on the cover. It looks good. It's good. It's a cool concept. I don't mind it being a foil as well, just to kind of separate it from the
The
free
stamp.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
So, um, but I mean, it is selling for like 20 to 30. So, I think you can pick this up on a major retailer now for still less than $10. So if you want this cool one, um, you may want to go to Midtown and pick this up. I think it was still in stock there.
Yes, you're right. One per customer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you want it, you can still get it for less than $10. Selling for like 20 to 30. So
Interesting. Some people are saying they can't see DT in the chat. I see DT in the chat.
Yeah, I see him too.
me too.
Me 3.
He must not like you, AOA. He blocked you.
Yeah, he got a free membership from AOA and then blocked him because he was giving away free memberships.
DT's good people. He's one of the first people I met when I got back into comics in 2017, 2016. We both went to the same LCS Comics Unlimited right across the street from my house. Good guy.
Nice. Yeah, he's everybody in this community, man. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Yes.
Next, at number 6. Silk, issue number 1, the Nakayama 1 in 25. A lot of interesting comments about this on Comic News Weekly over on Comic Man Andy's channel on Tuesday while we were going over new books. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on this book.
First, I'm so confused. Is this like, is Marvel just going to do a new Silk series or every single year? Because this is like
Feels
what,
like it.
4 years in a row now that
Yeah.
they've done a new, basically rebooted Silk.
And they're all miniseries. All of them.
It's so strange. So, I like Nakayama in general. I don't hate. There's some that I don't like of his. I like this one.
You like this one?
I don't. It's not one that I'm like, this is the greatest cover I've ever seen, because I tend to like Silk in more spider poses or whatever. But it's kind of a cool concept being like on the red carpet. It's kind of a different look. She's in a nice dress. So I actually like this cover.
Can I show you the one that I really like, man? I like this one. I really like this one. And I really like it over the Nakayama.
Whose is this?
This is Bjorn Barons.
Oh, is this is this a Barron's exclusive or is this a incentive?
It just says variant, so I don't know if it's a store exclusive, but I really, really like this cover, man. This is one of probably my favorite silk covers I've seen. Very, very good. But
do you not like the Nakayama?
I don't know if I don't like it. I'll say this though. There's a lot of Nakayama stuff coming out. I'll put it that way. I love Nakayama in general. I've always liked Nakayama. But man, he is just putting so much stuff out. I'm getting a little Momoko'd on Nakayama.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's on the list at number 6, and it's a ratio variant 1 in 25. So
yeah, 40 to 50 on this one.
Very, very cool. All right, next at number 5, you guys, my favorite book on the list this week. This is a gorgeous Frizzen variant. I love the razor blade necklace. I love the black background, and I love the light hands. Right, gorgeous. Love this. At number 5, Ghost Lore, the Jenny Frizzen variant for issue number 1 in 50.
Yeah. a lot of her books look the same. This looks very similar to a lot of the Something is Killing the Children covers that she did. And what was the other ones she's been doing? She's been doing a lot. You talk
World
about doing a lot
Tree.
of covers.
I
Yeah,
picked up
she's
her
been
World
doing a
Tree.
ton of
Yeah.
covers.
Sandman.
I do
Look
mean
at that.
I agree though. I mean I like the really dark background and then kind of it's offset with those ghost hands.
Yeah.
So I do like that. And I think the woman is, you know, is very well done. It just looked, like I said, it just looks similar to what she's kind of already put out.
Yeah. She's been putting out a lot too, man. You know, a lot of variants, and surprisingly, not a lot of store variants. There are a lot of ratio variants, right? Nakayama puts out a ton of retailer exclusive variants. I think he's got a deal. Who does he got to deal with? Is it Comics Elite or Unknown? One of the two where he's putting out. I think it's Unknown. He puts out probably two a week. It feels like on that Unknown Comics variant design that he's got going. So
this is a 1 in 50. It's selling for 60 to 80. Who's Ghost Lore published by? Is that
Boom?
Yeah.
Boom is interesting right now. They've got a Kickstarter going on. This is another cool thing that I found out from Dinesh. If you guys didn't get a chance, we interviewed Dinesh about making movies and being in the movie business last night on the Bogcast, and it was an awesome interview. A totally different light of Dinesh that a lot of people don't realize. Like, his movie making career and background is just as big, if not bigger, than his comic book career and background. And he talked a lot of cool stuff. And one of the things that we kind of got into, because we do the UFO report over there, is the Skinwalker Ranch stuff. And Boom is doing, I think it's Boom that's doing a Skinwalker Ranch Kickstarter. It's Boom or IDW, but I think it's Boom. And I got to check that out. But a lot of publishers getting into doing Kickstarters right now that normally you wouldn't see these bigger publishers doing Kickstarters, you know? Bad Idea, Boom. It's interesting. So, how much is this selling for?
60 to 80.
Not bad. All right, at number 4. This is my reader book of the week. This is a book that shout out to Bird City. Hopefully they put one aside for me, but if not, I'll pick one up. I like the A cover. Really like the A cover, which is basically this cover, but a little bit different. Kudransky is all over this book. This is his book, and he's got multiple covers, and this looks very, very interesting, very fantasy esque story that could be really, really good. Really,
I mean,
good.
it could be epic.
Something epic for sure.
Yeah, this is the one per store. This one's selling pretty good. This one's selling for 40 to 75. It's kind of wide range in price there. But yeah, this one's doing well for sure. Most of the one per stores, only do like $15 to $20. So it's doing way over that. And this is the same guy that did that Spawn, that really, really hard to find Spawn variant, right? That's worth like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Same guy?
Yep. Major homage variants on this one, and some good ones. You guys know, I love to hate on shitty homage variants, but there's actually some really good homage variants that Kudransky did for this series. He did a really cool Terminator one. He did like a 3D Howard the Duck movie type variant. He did a Nintendo cartridge, Mario variant. Really, really good stuff. I'm very interested in this series, and I'll be keeping an eye on it and reading it as we go. So
very, very cool.
All right, you guys, let's get into the top 3. But before we do, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Sub if you're not subscribed to the channel. We put out great comic book content every week. Friday nights, you guys can come hang out with us as we go through the Hot 10 list. And also, Stein dropping great haul videos, CGC unboxings, and of course, his famous Stein packs on this channel. Make sure you guys are subbed up and keep a lookout for some interesting things that Stein's got working in the background. So here we go. Let's do it. Number 3. Oh boy, here we go. Stein, did you see Guardians?
I have not seen Guardians yet,
No.
but I had to figure out why this book was selling. So I figured it had something to do with Guardians. I was gonna watch it. Me and my wife were gonna go watch it last Saturday, but we ended up having something. I think that's when my youngest got sick. I think that's why we ended up not going. So I haven't seen it yet, but this was an after credit scene, correct?
Yeah. Yep. And I saw the movie twice. First time I saw it, I passed out. I fell asleep. Didn't get to see the ending. The first half was really, really slow for me. But I'll admit, the part I fell asleep for was really, really good. The second half is really, really good. Before I saw the second half, I gave it a 6 out of 10. When I saw the second half, I gave a 7.5 out of 10. Maybe even an 8. It's the second half makes up for it. Very, very good job by James Gunn, and I can't wait to see where the future goes. It was nice to finally see a MCU movie do well across the board. I think for the most part, people that saw it enjoyed it. When I checked the Rotten Tomato audience score, it was super high, like 90%. I don't know what it's at now, but we'll see how it plays out in the future with more Guardian stuff. And, of course, Phyla-Vell is a character a lot of people have been specking on for years. This book has always been a key, minor key, major key. I don't know what you want to call it. I'll call it a key. And I love this series. I love Janice Vell as a character, and I read this series back in the day, so I like this book.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just a couple weeks ago, 9/8 had dropped all the way down to 150 to 175, and then after Guardians, this week, basically 9/8 were selling for 250 to 300. So jumped basically $100 from last week in 9/8 for this.
Very, very cool. I think these are very pressable books, right, Richie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And they're tough too. I've found 16 and 17 in the wild and online, and it's tough to find a good copy. But if you can find them without color breaking, or they have this notorious spine stress, we call it. It's not color breaking spine ticks. It's just when the exterior binding on the very tip of the spine is just got too much white. You know what I'm talking about. And if you can find one without that, it's just got dents, it'll press out 9/8 like no problem.
Yeah. I like this stuff. Be on the lookout for this series, the whole series. There's a couple of really good covers too in this series. Some good Alex Ross covers. All right. At number 2. This kind of threw me for a loop when I first saw it. This is Star Wars: The High Republic. What just happened there? I can't believe I did that. Let's do this. There we go. Star Wars: The High Republic, issue number 9, the David Aja 1/25. This threw me for a loop because it looks when I first saw it on the internet online, I thought it wasn't finished. It feels not finished, right? It feels like he wasn't done with it and they just kind of put something out, but no, this is how it's supposed to be. Some people like that look to it too.
I know what you're talking about. It's also where it says Star Wars High Republic. That gap is so big, so much white there. It feels like there should be like an extension of the title or a part 1. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Good autograph book though. Perfect space for an auto.
I will say, okay, so the one that look at the picture that you have, and then look at the actual book. The Star Wars High Republic logo is bigger.
It is
on the actual book, and it has the Marvel symbol to the left of it. So when you've got the bigger logo, that gap is not near as big.
Okay.
as what you're seeing here. This is probably like the pre-production image or whatever.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. Um, but man, okay, so I mean, I'll admit it. I freaking love Aha books or Aja or however you say his last name. I don't even know however you say it. I love his art. This one is so it's so different. It's very simple. I like this one looks very watercolorish. Um, but I don't think it is. It may be like Copic markers or something like that he did this in.
It's super
Um,
simple, man. That's a great way
it's
to put it. It's
it,
simple.
it all of his stuff is very simple. Like you look at all his Scarlet Witch covers, very simple. But there's just something about it that looks so different that it looks outstanding. I think it just looks amazing, even if it is simple. Um, like this one just looks very simple. The if you look at the outlines, on the blacks and stuff along the like the
Hmm.
top of her head, they're not finished. They're purposefully left blank.
Negative space.
That's what
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what caused me to feel like it wasn't done, you know.
Um,
Well, when I see this, I get that nostalgia for First Lady Bullseye. That one in, you know what I'm talking about, Ben? With he does that negative space. It's got a lot of white on it. Kind of reminds me
yes,
of that.
I have that. Yes, I still have that book. I didn't get rid of it. So I still have that, the Daredevil. It's just he's got some amazing covers. I love this cover. This is we got a first appearance in it, correct? I don't know much about Star Wars that much,
This
but
just came out, so I haven't had my chance to gander, but my guess is it does because it seems like
It's
every
Star
single one of
Wars,
these
yeah.
High Republic,
Yeah.
Star Wars books have like 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
yeah. But I kind of want this one. If I see it for a somewhat decent price, I'll buy it.
There was a lot of new books this week that were worth picking up for just great covers out there. It was very, very heavy great cover art this week. Some really, really cool books. This being one of them. How much you say it was selling for?
This one is selling for 50 to 75.
Wow.
It's about two to three times ratio.
Wow, that's interesting. All right. Let's get into it, you guys. 180 live. Thanks for watching. Please hit that thumbs up, you guys. Appreciate you. We're going to go hang out in the after show for a little bit on the Discord. Come hang out if you guys want to. We're also probably going to be sending you, of course, on your way over to our boys over at Drunken Chat, who, let's see here. Are they on right now? Let's take a look. Drunken Chat, Mighty Mel V channel are live right now. We'll probably send you over there immediately following this show on a redirect. But before we do that, we've got one more book to talk about. At number 1 this week, a freebie book. Spider-Man 2 Gamerverse. This isn't even a free comic book day book, I don't think. I think it was a book that Penguin Random House. Okay, so from what I'm hearing, Penguin Random House gave these away to retailers. I talked to multiple retailers that said they got like stacks of these. They were given away. Shout out to Drew at Wanted Comics. Drew gave one of these away free with every sale on his Whatnot show recently. This book has blown up for being a freebie promo book.
Yep.
At number 1 on Stein's list. That's crazy too. A freebie book at number 1. How many free comic book day books on the list this week?
2 on the list and 1 in the almost 10. Is that right?
Yeah. If Stein had hair, he'd be pulling it out right now.
And if you've ever watched the show, you know that I don't like free books being collected. Like I don't consider them first appearances. I don't consider because it's just That's all it is. It's a promo book. It's an advertisement. It basically is no different to me than a previews magazine. So, because it's given out for free, I probably might even give previews more credence because you have to pay for previews.
The continuity is Earth. I believe it's 1048, which is the same universe as the video game. And Parker Robbins for the Hood. It's not it. I know a lot of people are listing it as the first appearance, and a lot of people are specking on it based on the Hood, a new version of the Hood. It is a new version of the Hood, but it's in a new continuity. I saw somebody on IG hooking up Miles Morales 616 and 1610 with this character as well. Remember, it's not the first time, but it's just telling the story of the game in a comic book.
Great cover.
Yeah. But I mean, this is nothing against retailers. I mean, they were given these for free, so I don't fault them at all. But when you see stacks and stacks and stacks of them out there, and this isn't like Free Comic Book Day where some of them might be stamped or some of them might be in bad condition. I mean, these basically just got like packs of these things. They're all going to be in decent condition. None of them are going to be stamped. They're just basically they're just promo books. That's all it is. We got back in the 80s and 90s, or back in the 90s when I used to have a card store, card and comic store. We used to get card promos all the time. I mean, and they would be good players. I mean, Griffey and all the really good players. They weren't worth anything because they're a dime a dozen. There's just too many of them.
Like Broder cards.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they are, and that's all this is. Please don't spend a bunch of money on this. If you want to donate money to get this, you can donate to me, and I'll find you one, and I'll just send it to you. I mean, I just can't see that this is ever going to be worth more than $5. I mean, right? I mean,
dude, listen, man. I can't say that anymore because we go through books on the Almost 10 every week that I feel like probably we're in a situation like this where there was some kind of weird promo. If this is limited, I've heard people say this is like, I mean, it's weird to say that it's limited considering that retailers were getting just stacks of them, like 20 to 50 at a time. So I hope that most people got them for free. Shout out to Tetra that picked it up at Ash Comics in Tempe, Arizona. I hope most of other comic shops out there were giving it for free too, like they were, and like Wanted Comics was doing. I
mean, if you just go in, and it's hard because the trying to find the right way to title it, to doing a search or whatever. But if you just type in, Spider-Man 2 #1 free or something like that, I mean, just to kind of, or promo, I mean, there are like hundreds of listings still. I mean, even after all the sales and stuff that have gone on in this, there are hundreds of listings, and you just see some of these I mean, people are selling them in lots of 5, lots of 10, lots of 20. I mean, they're just basically they're just dumping them. Don't overpay for this.
Yeah, people are going crazy too. So, yeah.
Well, you want to know what I think about this book? It's like they said, it's a promotional book. I think it's cool because in the sense that they're alluding or they're continuing that story in the Gamerverse, and they're putting it in a floppy. That's very cool. I don't think it's cool that somebody would have to pay $30 for it. I would definitely get this for free, or try not to pay more than like a couple bucks. But it's definitely something I'd like to have in my collection, but I am not paying for a promotion.
No.
There you go. So that is the Hot 10 for this week of May 12th, 2023. You guys, summer is here, and we got some interesting stuff coming up. We've got San Diego coming up soon. Phoenix Fan Fusion Con is coming up the beginning of June. If there's anybody that's going to be out here in Phoenix for that, please let me know. I'd love to say hello to you. I will be hanging out. I know Bad Idea is going to be out here at Samurai Comics, so I'll definitely be there for that. Really looking forward to that. And then also going to do my best to get to San Diego this year. That is the only con that I'm trying to go to outside of my state. So I'd love to see all you guys at either one of those. And I really want to try and get these two guys below me out to San Diego this year. We'll see if that plays out.
What did you hold it? What did you just say?
These two guys below me, not below me.
Oh,
Below.
I would
okay,
love that.
gosh.
That would be amazing.
Ooh.
I'd sell anything to hang out with you two guys in person. I haven't met these guys in person. It's a lifelong dream.
So maybe San Diego this year. San Diego is such a fun time to go and hang out with all the people in the community. I spend more time outside of the con than I do inside of the con, and it is worth it every time. We'll see how that plays out. Again, you guys come hang out with us for a little bit in the after show lounge, where you can find in the Discord right here links in the description below to invite to the Discord. There's an after show lounge. It's very easy to get into. I will say this: if you are trying to log in or get into it on your phone, do yourself a favor, and when you do add the Discord app to your phone, set your audio and speaker settings to not be on push to talk. You don't want to have push to talk working. Push to talk is the default, and it causes people to just not be able to speak. They can hear, but they can't speak, and then they just say, screw this. Just take it off, go into your settings, and disable push to talk, and everything will work fine. If Chad Cave can figure it out, and I can figure it out, and you... Richie can.
Brian, you have something planned?
I don't.
Yeah, it looks like I see your rip cam on deck there.
I don't, but I did get to open up Stein. I opened up 30 blaster boxes out of that case. I got 6 autos. I got like 4 to 5 numbered cards in each blaster box, dude. It was amazing.
Oh my
bro.
gosh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I opened a blaster on Cambro. I didn't get any numbered cards. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really, really good. No, sorry. 4 to 5 autos out of every 10 blaster boxes, I should say. Yeah. So 10 blaster boxes will cost you around $250 to $280, and you'll get around 5 to 6 numbered cards on average, and 1 to 2 autos on average that I've been seeing. That is better than a $300 hobby box, and better, in my opinion, than a $600 jumbo box. So retail is where it's at for Bowman this year, and we'll talk about that more in the after show hangout after this. So make sure you guys come chill for a little bit. Just say hello. We probably won't be in there long. It's been a long day. And of course, we're also going to send you over to our friends at Jesus, we're tired over here, at Mighty Mel V and Drunken Chat. So say hello to those guys for us. Adios.
See you.